We're a little over a week away from the 2025 NBA trade deadline being here. And on today's show, we're going to react to what Kevin O'Connor and Bill Simmons talked about on the Bill Simmons Podcast, where they had the Knicks making a blockbuster trade with the Utah Jazz. Make sure you are subscribed to the channel, because if news breaks, we're going to get you guys a video as soon as possible. And we're in a subscriber battle with our rival channel, Boston Celtics Today, hosted by Allie Barefoot. We're up right now with a couple days left in the month. I want to stay there. So if you love the Knicks and you bleed orange and blue, hit that sub button. The only people that are going to help us win this race are the people that are unsubscribed. And about 50% of the people that watch this channel are unsubscribed. Give us a chance. Give us a week. If you don't like it, you can unsubscribe then. All righty, Kevin O'Connor, who has covered the NBA for quite a while. He was at The Ringer. I don't believe he is at The Ringer anymore. He's at Yahoo Sports now. Hopped on with the creator of The Ringer, Bill Simmons. They did a podcast where they talked about trades that kind of, like, they try to title it as trades that won't happen. Fake trades is what they called it. But this is one that I know has been talked about. And it has Collin Sexton, Walker Kessler, Svi Mykhailuk going to the New York Knicks, with the Utah Jazz acquiring Mitchell Robinson, Deuce McBride, and Precious Achiuwa. And as we know, the New York Knicks were in conversations with the Utah Jazz this past offseason. Maybe they rekindle those and see if there's a deal here to be made. O'Connor gave some insight on why he thinks this is a trade that the Knicks could make and benefit from. Says, you would do this deal if you're the Knicks, knowing that Mitchell Robinson may not be coming back for the entire season. You get Collin Sexton as an upgrade over Deuce McBride. As much as I really like Precious Achiuwa, I want a true five in Walker Kessler. I want to see somebody that allows Cat to be in that role that he was next to Rudy Gobert in Minnesota. Achiuwa doesn't offer the rim protection that Walker Kessler could. And there's a lot to take away from those quotes. And to be quite frank with you, I don't really agree with nearly anything that Kevin O'Connor said in those quotes. But when you talk about the Knicks and their trade deadline plans and what they got up their sleeve over the next week and about 2 days, everything teeters on Mitchell Robinson. And it all starts with, is he going to be healthy? Can he get back to the player he was when he does get healthy? And can he stay healthy? But on top of that, he is the largest contract that the New York Knicks are willing to offer in a trade. He makes north of $14 million. He gives you the best chance of acquiring a large salary player in return. The Knicks were in talks with Danny Ainge and the Utah Jazz this summer. If you're a real one, type FDA in the chat. If you know, you know. And supposedly that deal fell apart. And the reason it did fall apart is because reports came out that Ainge wanted not one, but 2 first-round picks in any trade for Walker Kessler. The Knicks were never going to do that. They were never going to give up 2 first-round picks for Walker Kessler. They did not do that deal, and they pivoted, and they changed what they wanted to do with those picks. And they went all in for Karl Anthony Towns. They wanted to add Kessler to play next to Randle and keep DiVincenzo. But as soon as Danny Ainge was not willing to play ball, the Knicks pivoted, and they went out and acquired Karl Anthony Towns, which is the best trade in the last 365 days at a minimum in the NBA. Let's talk about the Knicks should make this trade. And let's start with, in my opinion, the best player in this deal coming to the Knicks in a mock trade. That'll be Walker Kessler. Entering his third year now in the NBA. Probably having a career year with 11.3 points per game, 11.4 rebounds per game, north of 2 blocks, and almost a half a steal per game. Nearly 3 stocks for him. High field goal percentage. He's pretty much just a dunker or a lob threat at this point. Look, there's no doubt about it that Walker Kessler is a good defender. Still just like 23, 24 years old. He's got a lot of potential. He could protect the rim. He gives the Knicks a legit backup center and the option to play Cat and him together. And if you give up what the Knicks gave up and you acquired what they acquired in this trade, you'd also add a guy in Collin Sexton that can average 18 points off the bench. This year for Utah, giving you 18.3 points per game, 4.1 assists with great efficiency, 47% for the field and 40% from downtown. One of the better years in the NBA for Sexton. Bulldog mentality, instant offense, could keep the offense afloat, and I think you could play Sexton and a guy like Jalen Brunson together, and I think it would benefit this team. You'd have a legit bench with Sexton and Kessler off it. That's 2 guys, and you'd add Svi Mykhailuk, once a Knicks, always a Knick. Question is, are you willing to give up Deuce McBride in that trade? McBride was awesome in the win over the Memphis Grizzlies. He missed about a week and a half due to a hamstring injury. Hadn't really found the range since that, but he came back on Monday night, looked locked in, ready to play, played good defense, and he hit shots, and he even showed off the bunnies that he had, a little bit of yam time. He's not having the best year, definitely a worse season than he had last year. This year's shooting just 41% from the field compared to 45% from the field, and just 37% from three compared to 41% from three last year. I'm just not so sure that I want to move off of Deuce McBride. Still a player that I think is just scratching the surface of who he can be, and he's on one of the best value deals in the NBA. Like, once you give up Deuce in a trade, you're kind of handcuffing yourself and not allowing yourself to make moves down the line. And if Precious Achiuwa continues to play at the level that he has for about the past month, how much of an upgrade is Walker Kessler over Achiuwa? I know Achiuwa's 6'8" and Kessler's 7 foot. Achiuwa can protect the rim. Yes, he lacks the legit height and wingspan, but I think he gives you more on offense. He gives you more with positional flexibility. He can play the 4 and the 5. He can put the ball on the deck. He's shown the ability to make some threes this year. And I think Achiuwa is growing a lot. And from game one to game now, he's looked much better as a player. I like Achiuwa. I'm not sure I'm ready to just deal him. For Mitchell Robinson, has not played this year. I don't know if he's going to play this year. I don't know when he's going to play. At first, it was the end of December. Then it was mid-January. Then it was end of January. It's January 28th. Now they're saying not even at the trade deadline. When Mitch is healthy, he's a dominant force. But it's too inconsistent of when he is healthy. One time in the last 5 seasons, he's played more than 60 games. I love Mitch. I don't know if the Knicks can just wait on him to come back. I don't know. What do y'all think? Would you do this deal? Kevin O'Connor, as the Knicks acquiring Sexton, Kessler, and Svi Mykhailuk for Mitchell Robinson, Deuce McBride, and Achiuwa. Would you make this trade if you were Leon Rose? Type A for accept. Type D for decline. For me, I think I'm declining this trade because I see 2 guys off the bench that really contribute to the Knicks with Deuce and Achiuwa and a question mark in Robinson. I like Sexton and Kessler, but man, it's hard to get off of McBride and Achiuwa, and they're kind of really the heartbeat of who you are. Let me know. I'll check the comments. Coming up next, we're going to react to the Knicks' big win over the Grizzlies. You snap their 6-game winning streak. You score $140. You dominate them. You blow them out by 30+. That's a legit win against a legit team. Maybe the best of the year. We'll talk about that around the corner. First, I got to give a major shout-out to our proud sponsor, Game Time. What time is it? It's Game Time, the best ticketing app on the market and our proud sponsor of today's show. If you're looking for last-minute tickets to a sporting event or an NFL playoff game, you got to use Game Time. And with our exclusive code CHATSPORTS, CHATSPORTS, you're going to get $20 off your first purchase where terms do apply. Game Time is the ticketing app that I use every single time because I know I'm going to get the best seats for the lowest price guaranteed. Prices actually drop as the events get closer. So if you're a procrastinator, kind of like I am, you're going to love Game Time. You don't have to spend the money until you absolutely have to. I also love that you get to see your seat view in the app, so it's easy to decide which tickets you want. You get to access your tickets from your phone, so it's super easy to get in the stadium. And also, it's easy to resell your tickets if you can't go to the game or the event or the concert anymore, because it's more than just sporting events. You go to concerts, you go to theater events, you go to comedy shows, and so much more. I've used Game Time a handful of times this year, and every single time, it was the best time. So what are you waiting for? Download the app, create an account, and use that promo code CHATSPORTS. That's CHATSPORTS for $20 off first purchase where terms do apply. Shout out to the sponsor, Game Time. Be a real one. Support the show. Support the sponsor. An absolutely dominant performance for the Knicks, beating the Memphis Grizzlies 143-106. The New York Knicks, they set some history as well. Third most steals in franchise history for the Knicks tonight. They had 20 steals, forced 26 turnovers. Second most second-half points in franchise history, and second time ever scoring 140-plus points in back-to-back games. First time since 1965, a season high in bench points. The New York Knicks imposed their will on this team, on this game, and they dominated. 32 more assists for the Knicks tonight. They're now like 17-1 or 18-1 when they have 30-plus assists. And again, they forced 26 turnovers, just 10 turnovers, 32 assists to 10 turnovers for the New York Knicks. A lot of credit needs to go to Mikal Bridges. He was tasked with guarding Ja Morant for the game, and he absolutely won that matchup. Ja Morant did not have a fun game tonight. He really killed it. 10 points, 5 rebounds, 2 assists, 5 of 13. I know Cat flops. I know Brunson flopped, but every time Ja Morant shot a shot, he flopped and looked at the ref. Mikal Bridges had him in handcuffs, and Mikal Bridges was dominant on the offensive end. Yes, 2 of 6 from 3, but man, he was 10 of 13 from 2. 10 of 13 from 2, money in the mid-range, 6 assists for him, 5 rebounds. He was great. Karl Anthony Towns in just 32 minutes didn't even play a lick of a second in the fourth quarter. 24 points, 11 rebounds on 17 shots. Good to see him knocking some threes. Hadn't found the range coming back from that thumb injury. 2 of 4 from deep. Cat was awesome. Jalen Brunson didn't play in the fourth, and he gave you 20 and 16, 50+% from the field, 66+% from 3. Captain did captain-like things, and Jalen Brunson was great. OG Anunoby, I thought, played some great defense as well. Wasn't his most efficient game, but 15 more points, 5 rebounds, and 4 more assists. I mean, when you get to win a game and Josh Hart has 4 points and just 5 assists, that's a win. Hart was great. Got the team out and running in transition. Didn't play again in that fourth quarter. 6 steals for OG. He was awesome. He imposed his will on defense in that second half. It was insane. 3 steals. 6 Knicks had 2 or more steals. Brunson had 2. Towns had 2. Achiuwa had 2. Bridges had 2. Or Bridges had 1. Yeah, a lot. A lot of steals for everybody. Love seeing the way the bench got involved tonight. I think I said it earlier. Season high in bench points. They were awesome. McBride starting to find that range again. He's an X factor for this team. His ability to be a point of attack defender. Didn't shoot the ball well from 3, but overall, 46% for the field. He was great. Precious Achiuwa continues to impress me. I think this is the best basketball he's played in his career. I think this is the most comfortable he's been in his career. And he's starting to flex some of those offensive muscles that a lot of scouts thought he was able to have and acquire down the line coming out of Memphis. It's a 5-star prospect coming out of high school. Went to Miami. They loved him. How many dunks did Achiuwa have tonight? How many dunks did McBride have tonight? How many dunks did OG and Bridges have tonight? It was a dunk contest. It'll be better than the one we get to see on All-Star Weekend. That's for sure. Payne, he did it. He brought it off the bench again. Just 1 of 6 from 3, but 3 of 4 from inside the arc. Did have just 1 assist, but he had a stretch at the start of the fourth quarter where he caught fire and a couple of hesitations in the lane, getting to that left-hand scoop shot. He was awesome, man. Total team win, dominant performance. You play like this, you're going to win a lot of games in the NBA. You hold, and think about it like this. The Knicks only shot, not only, but 38% from 3. Their team shot 37% from 3, and you dominated them. Keep it going. The New York Knicks are now, Knicks are 31-16. You got to go 9-3. 9-3 over your next 12 to get to 40-19. 45 of the last 48 NBA champions have got to 40 wins before 20 losses. Knicks are 9 wins over the next 12. 9 wins over the next 12 to get there. This team's fun. That was a lot of fun. We'll see y'all later. Make sure you are following me on social media. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that thumbs up button. And let's go Knicks.